What's up guys, it's JGMan179 back again with another review from Day Late Game Reviews. This week we're taking a look at the just released multiplayer juggernaut, Battlefield 4. DICE is back after only 2 years with the highly anticipated sequel to Battlefield 3. Battlefield 4 brings back the series' signature multiplayer experience with a lot of upgrades. Frostbite 3, DICE's new engine, provides stunning visuals and a high level of destruction that was lacking in the previous game. A new system called Levolution dynamically changes maps during multiplayer. Examples include changing the time of day, crashing ships, and rogue typhoons that interrupt matches and changes the strategies that you need to use to win. The single player takes gamers to exotic locations all across China as they're trapped in a Chinese civil war with the American fleet nearly destroyed. Co-op does not return to this game, and the Battlefield 4 experience is contained to only single player and online multiplayer. Let's jump right into the good. Multiplayer is the shining star of this game, as it has been throughout the series. First of all, the graphical upgrades of the Frostbite 3 engine are stunning, and the game looks the best it ever has. The engine also allows for some awesome effects to come out of changes in the time of day and weather systems. While in a match on one map called Parcel Storm, a typhoon starts to batter the islands, causing visibility problems, high waves, and lower lighting. Frostbite 3 makes all this look great and have a real impact on players. The maps in multiplayer are some of the best yet, with a great balance between wide open spaces for vehicles and aircraft, and close-knit buildings that make it challenging for infantry players. The balance between the two make for diverse and interesting maps, and each map requires its own unique strategy. The new form of destruction is great as well. Most buildings can be brought down and shot up, and the new Levolution offers destruction on a much larger scale. Crashing naval ships into islands, destroying dams, and bringing entire skyscrapers down adds a dramatic moment to each match. Afterwards though, the newly changed map needs a whole new strategy if you still plan on being effective. The new game modes are great as well, with a mix of classics like Conquest and Rush, and new stuff like Obliteration and a Search and Destroy game type offer a wide variety of fun gameplay. The entire multiplayer experience has the level of polish that you come to expect from DICE, and the strategy and teamwork required to do well are required more than ever in this game. Even the single player looks and plays well. Each mission is fun to play through, but there's really no connecting story. So that means we're going to transfer into the bad. One of the worst parts of Battlefield 4 is the single player campaign. Try as they might, DICE just isn't good at making a compelling story. The missions individually are fun to play, and all the mechanics are there, but any semblance of a strong narrative experience that focuses on the emotional trials of war are lost when the body count rises and the deaths of squad mates aren't even addressed by cutscenes. A simple, "oh, that guy died," explains why one of your squad mates isn't even in the next mission. The multiplayer, while infinitely better than the single player, still has some bugs and kinks to work out. Multiple times I had to restart my Xbox because the game hard froze on loading screens. Some map designs aren't very stellar either, with a lot of choke points and random obstructions that stop my tank in its tracks. Each map also seems to be specifically designed for a certain game mode, and playing any other kind of game type on those maps just doesn't feel right. All in all, DICE should have gone back to the 1942 or 1943 model and consolidated all their talent into making the best multiplayer experience possible. Now it's time to look at the achievements. The achievements in Battlefield 4 are incredibly lame. There are only 5 achievements for multiplayer, where 95% of the players are going to spend their time. The rest are found in the lackluster single-player campaign. They're for basic things also, with an achievement for finishing each level, getting a certain score in each level, getting specific kills in each level, and finding all the collectibles. And that's it. There's no other kinds of achievements. This game can easily be 100%ed, but it just isn't fun to do so. Battlefield 4 has the weakest achievement list I've ever seen in a long while. So it's time for the decision. For my reviews, I've changed up the rating formula a bit in order to make it more specific. These reviews use a tiered system consisting of 5 different tiers, starting with Tier 1, which are the worst of the worst, broken and unplayable games, all the way up to Tier 5, which are the best of the best and are truly a game to remember. The 3 tiers in between distinguish between different levels of playability. For Battlefield 4, I'm gonna have to put this game down in Tier 3. The game is good for sure, but there's a lot of stuff that weighs it down. The multiplayer, as always, is the best part. but some current bugs and a couple of lame map designs keep it from being a perfect experience. The single player is terrible, and even if I don't want to include it as part of the game, it still is, and it brings the whole thing down. This game should be played for the fantastic multiplayer alone, but it just isn't as good as some of the other more complete games I've seen. Well, that's it guys. The start of the release season is here, so make sure you're sticking around for more reviews on this channel. If you want to see some videos and other stuff, check out my personal channel, AHJGman179. Boom, peace out.